They didn't hear your words, but now they feel your silence. And that silence, it speaks volumes. When you step back not in anger, not in bitterness, but in calm, something shifts. The person who once seemed distant now feels the weight of what you once carried. You didn't withdraw to punish. You pulled back to protect your peace. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. And freedom begins when you stop giving energy to those who no longer value it. Your presence was light. Your silence is a mirror. And now in your absence, they start to see what they never truly appreciated. They don't miss you. They miss the version of themselves that only existed in your light. Marcus Aurelius said, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. If it's not peaceful, don't stay in it. You're not walking away to disappear. You're stepping into your power quietly with clarity. Let your silence echo. Let it do what your words never could. The law of emotional gravity is simple. The moment you let go, they begin to fall. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove anything. Just stand still, calm, peaceful, unbothered. When you choose peace over performance, everything else begins to reveal its truth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength shows when you stop chasing and start observing. Let them feel the absence. Let them experience what it's like without your emotional support. You held them up. But now you're holding yourself. They fall, not because you pushed, but because they were leaning too hard on what they never truly supported. This is your reminder. You are not a rescuer. You are not a savior. You are a mirror, and when you step back, they finally see themselves. Clearly, Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Walking away calmly, that's freedom in motion. Remain unmoved. Let their confusion be the echo of your clarity. Your silence is not a punishment. It's a mirror. They didn't realize how much your presence grounded them until it was gone. Like a movie losing its soundtrack suddenly, everything feels off, hollow. That's what your calm energy brought. Stability, peace, quiet power. But let's be honest, it's not easy. Your heart still wants to reach out, to fix things, to say, "I'm here if you need me." Yet true strength lies not in reaching back, but in holding firm, Seneca said. No man is free who is not master of himself. You're not silent to manipulate. You're silent because clarity no longer requires conversation. You've said enough by stepping away. The moment you stopped trying to prove your worth, you began embodying it. That's when they started to feel it, the shift, the stillness, the loss of what they never truly valued. Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Let your calm presence do what your words never could. Stay rooted. Stay silent. Let them come to terms with what they took for granted. Stop walking toward them and watch what happens. You're exhausted from decoding mixed signals. One day they miss you. The next, they're distant. You deserve more than emotional puzzles. Sometimes the clearest answer is found in silence. Pull back not to play games, but to reveal the truth. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If they move toward you, it's real. If they don't, that's your answer. Don't chase clarity. Create space for it. Distance becomes the lens that reveals their intent. People show their true heart when you stop showing up. The one who values you will come closer. The one who only needed your energy will fade. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, never value anything as profitable to yourself, which shall compel you to break your promise, to lose your self-respect. So stay rooted. Don't beg, don't bend. Observe. Let their silence answer the questions your heart keeps asking. What if they never come back? What if your silence drives them away? But ask yourself why hold on to someone who only responds when you chase. That's not love. That's dependency dressed as desire. You deserve connection, not confusion. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So who are you becoming? Is the one who pleads to be seen, or the one who stands strong in stillness? When your peace matters more than their presence, everything changes. You no longer beg for breadcrumbs, you walk toward wholeness, they'll feel it. Your absence, your silence, it's a mirror, not a threat. And if they never return, that's not your loss. That's clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminds us the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So guard your thoughts. Color them with strength, with dignity. Let your stillness be your answer. Let your silence be your standard. Your silence becomes the unfinished page in their story, the one they keep flipping back to, searching for closure that never arrives. Most people don't want the truth. They want control. They want to write the ending. Without noise, without explanation, you remove that power. And in its place, you leave space that breeds reflection, restlessness, regret. Seneca once said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." Your calm withdrawal is not weakness. It's power restrained. You don't owe a final word. Your absence is enough. They can feel the shift even without your voice. Epictetus reminds us, circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him. Let the silence reveal you not as the one who chased, but the one who mastered his emotions. You left not in anger, but in wisdom. You didn't slam the door. You simply stopped standing in the doorway. Let them sit with that. Not everyone deserves to understand your goodbye. Not every ending needs words. Some people didn't listen when you spoke now. They must feel your silence. That silence? It holds more truth than any message you could have written. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. And sometimes to walk away quietly is an act of strength." You don't owe them closure. You owe yourself peace. If they truly valued your presence, they would have honored it when it was still there. Now that you're gone, your absence has become the answer they didn't expect. Let your silence speak. Let your detachment echo. Because when you stop explaining, you begin healing. Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. So embody peace. Embody strength. Embody stillness. Or not the echo of someone else's confusion. You are the voice of your own clarity. Yes, it's hard especially for those who love deeply, who feel fully. You want to reach out. You want to say, why can't you see what we had? But wisdom has taught you that real strength doesn't chase clarity. It becomes clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So instead of fighting to be understood, you stand firm in silence. You're no longer explaining the connection, you're letting it speak for itself. The bond was real, but so is your peace. And that peace comes not from being chosen, but from choosing yourself. There is power in the pause. There is dignity in restraint. The connection they overlooked now echoes in your absence, and the loudest message is the one unspoken. Seneca reminds us, no man was ever wise by chance. This wisdom you've earned, it's not an accident, it's who you are now. Your stillness, tell the story. Let your strength be the chapter they never expected. There's something undeniably powerful about a person who becomes unavailable, but not bitter. You didn't slam the door. You didn't yell. You simply stopped showing up where you were overlooked, in that quiet exit. It echoes louder than any dramatic goodbye ever could. People expect chaos when you walk away, but you gave them peace. That calm detachment reveals more than confrontation ever will. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is content with himself." You didn't leave to prove a point. You left because your peace became the priority. Your absence isn't revenge, it's clarity. A graceful exit is the mark of emotional mastery. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. You're not teaching them a lesson, you're showing them the standard. No explosions, no games, just quiet distance. And in that space, they begin to feel what your presence truly meant. Remain still. Silence speak where words would have only caused noise. You've stopped being available to people who never truly valued you, and now your silence speaks every word they ignored. All the boundaries you once explained, all the efforts they brushed off now echo in your absence. What once felt ordinary now feels like a loss. Because it was never your words that built the connection. It was your quiet consistency. and now that it's gone, the silence roars. Don't be tempted to fill that void again. Epictetus said, don't return to what you've outgrown. Their regret is not your invitation. It's a mirror you gave sincerely. You stayed grounded. You walked away with dignity not for revenge, but for self-respect. Seneca reminds us, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Let that guide your next chapter. You've outgrown their indifference. Let them grow in your absence. They never noticed the little things until they disappeared. Your check-ins, your quiet care, your presence. It all felt ordinary to them until it vanished. Now, they scroll through your social media, hoping for signs. They casually ask, about you. They don't say it out loud, but the silence you left behind is louder than anything you ever said. Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. You've done just that. No games. Noise. Just growth. What they once dismissed, they now miss. But don't let curiosity confuse you. Their interest doesn't mean they've changed. It only means your absence has become more meaningful than your presence ever was to them. You're not a memory for their convenience. You're a standard they now feel beneath. Seneca reminds us, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy. So don't wait for validation. You already walked away with your worth intact. Let them wonder. Let them feel. Let your silence be the only answer they never expected, but always deserved. They may act unaffected, but inside, your silence is echoing. The mind seeks answers where none are given. And in your absence, the heart starts to feel what logic can't explain. Every moment you are there now replays in their mind, louder than anything you could say. They wonder why you stopped calling, why you're not watching their stories, why your energy vanished without a word, but you own no explanation. Your peace is your priority, Epictetus said. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let them misunderstand your silence. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Your mind fills the gap with emotion. That's the power of your absence. You didn't disappear to be noticed. You stepped away to heal, to grow, to protect your soul. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. You didn't become cold, you became calm. Let them carry the weight of your stillness. You've already let go. You left no explanation, just silence. And that silence became their mirror. They once overlooked your consistency. Oh, they sit in the confusion of your absence, forced to face the emotions they ignored, and where they try to make sense of it. The more they must look inward, not at you, but at themselves. This is the power of quiet detachment. You didn't need closure to walk away. You needed clarity, and found it in your own peace. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction was calm. Your decision was final. They are left with their own questions, their own accountability. That's where the transformation begins, not in your return, but in your quiet refusal to stay. Marcus Aurelius reminds us the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. You've chosen stillness. Let them sit with the echo. Moved on without explanation. That's the lesson they never expected, but always needed.